What if I told you that dozens of children, playing in a schoolyard in Zimbabwe, saw something impossible? What if these children, now adults, have carried that experience with them for the rest of their lives, their stories consistent, unwavering, branded into their minds? The year was 1994. The place, the Aerial School. The event, a confirmed mass sighting UFO event. But this is more than just a close encounter. The details they describe are haunting. The after effects, profound. For 30 years, the Aerial School incident has been marginalized, dismissed as mass hysteria. But what if the children were telling the truth? What if the so-called hysteria was a genuine psychic imprint left by entities who wished to warn them? Who wished to warn us? We're going back to Aerial School. We're listening to the children. Because 30 years on, the truth is begging to be heard. And the truth is not what they want you to believe. The Aerial School was, in 1994, a rural primary school near Ruwa, Zimbabwe. September 16, 1994, a Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning. During morning break, while teachers were at a staff meeting, over 60 children, ranging in age from 5 to 12, witnessed the impossible. A large, silver disc descended from the sky, landing in a field adjacent to the school. Initial reports dismissed this as a group of young children experiencing mass hysteria. But listen to their testimony. One of the first children to notice was then -8-year-old Ben, who pointed and shouted, "It's a plane." Except it wasn't a plane. Other kids saw it too. A silver craft. Then, the beings. Children described two figures exiting the craft. One older, described as tall, thin, and dark-skinned, dressed in a tight-fitting black suit. He had huge, black eyes. A second figure, shorter and younger, mirrored the first's description. Witnesses reported an intense feeling of communication, of a telepathic message being projected into their minds. It spoke to them. The planet was at risk. The trees would die. They needed to change. The being didn't speak words, but the message was undeniable. Dr. John Mack, a Pulitzer Prize-winning Harvard psychiatrist, traveled to Zimbabwe shortly after the incident. Dr. Mack interviewed the children individually, spending hours with them, meticulously documenting their accounts. Mack, initially a skeptic, was profoundly affected by the children's consistency. Even under hypnosis, their stories remained virtually unchanged. No contradictions, no deviations. Mack wasn't investigating a flying saucer. He was looking for evidence of trauma, of something that could explain the extraordinary collective story. He found something even stranger. Unwavering, consistent trauma, aligned with something external to them. He didn't initially frame the incident as paranormal, rather, suggesting their minds had somehow experienced the other in the same field of reality. He considered cultural mythology, indigenous stories of the Takalash creature. He left unsatisfied. Mack's conclusion, controversial to say the least, was that the children had experienced something genuinely inexplicable, something that could not be easily dismissed. He saw them decades later, prior to his untimely death, and none had recanted. Some expressed their fear. They had never told anyone, aside from his interviewing, what was happening in their mind that day. But the details reported by the children are especially disturbing for their implications. The entities focused on the children, communicating a clear message: humanity is damaging the earth. They described a feeling of intense sadness radiating from the tall being, a feeling of urgent warning. They reported visions of deforestation, of environmental collapse, of a dying planet. This wasn't a fun UFO sighting for some pictures and videos. It was something targeted, something meant to impart a warning. And that, perhaps, is the most terrifying aspect of this case. Consider it. If an alien intelligence truly visited Earth and chose to communicate, wouldn't children be the most receptive audience? Their minds, unburdened by cynicism, by skepticism, would be open to receive the message. And, importantly, to pass it on, unfiltered. Another fascinating thread, uncovered years later, links the Ariel School incident to other mass UFO sightings across the globe in the 1990s. Are we seeing a pattern emerge here? Were other entities choosing similar methods of contact? And more urgently, what do they think now? Have they returned? There's a photograph, one that always stands out. It was taken by a young boy, only about 10 years old at the time. He was a student at Ariel School, and during the encounter, he managed to capture the images of the supposed aliens. He'd always been shy, embarrassed even, but showed the drawing in 2008. What he rendered onto paper bears a striking resemblance to reports of what are now referred to as greys. A skinny neck, a large head, and enormous, black, piercing eyes. There is another photo from Randburg in the 1980s. A witness claimed it depicted one of the very entities that arrived in Rouen 14 years later. This evidence should disturb the highest echelons of power. Do they have an explanation? Have they classified a clear cover-up for decades? I find it almost impossible that all witnesses described consistent trauma. It's only a cover-up that hides this from us. Why has there not been a further independent inquest? What are they covering up? What really haunts the children today?
Official statement, Department of Defense. The United States Department of Defense is aware of reports circulating regarding the alleged 1994 Ariel School incident. After thorough review of available data, including atmospheric conditions, witness interviews, and astronomical records, we have found no conclusive evidence to support claims of extraterrestrial visitation. Furthermore, our assessment suggests that reported observations can be attributed to potential misidentification of known aerial phenomena, exacerbated by socio-psychological factors affecting a susceptible population.
They can say that. They will always say that. Blame the children. But can we really dismiss the trauma these kids are carrying? Could a simple hallucination leave scars this deep, this persistent? Or did those children at Ariel School witness something profoundly real, something that threatens the official narrative, something that demands our attention? What were they told that day, by those entities in the field? And perhaps more urgently, what aren't they telling us? Join the Anomaly Ledger Inner Circle. Unlock access to exclusive content, dive deeper with us, and let's uncover the truth before it's too late.